Today is the 7th anniversary of Jessica Scott's death, and also the day I'm taking Noah to register for elementary school. Noah's autism has fully healed. Over these 7 years, I've poured every ounce of strength into raising him, just to give him some closure. Just as we were about to finish the registration, the head teacher suddenly stopped me. Mr. Lynn, may I ask if Noah has a twin brother? I was stunned for a moment, then quickly shook my head. No, Noah is an only child. His mother passed away 7 years ago. The head teacher looked puzzled and handed me a photo, but earlier, a parent brought a child who looks exactly like Noah and asked if Noah had arrived. I stared at the face in the photo, identical to Noah's, and my heart suddenly sank. What's the name of that parent? My voice was trembling. I think it's Simon Lewis, said to be the child's biological father. Simon Lewis? I had never heard that name before, but that photo of the twins hit me like a hammer, leaving me dazed and disoriented. I held Noah's hand and walked out of the school, my mind completely blank, until a familiar yet strange figure appeared not far away. It was Jessica Scott. She wore an off-white dress, exactly the same as 7 years ago, but her eyes held a hint of distance. I quickened my pace and grabbed her wrist. Jessica Scott, you're not dead? Why have you lied to me for 7 years? She yanked her hand away fiercely, frowning deeply, her tone icy cold. Sir, you have the wrong person. I am not Jessica Scott. Wrong person. I pointed at Noah. Look at him. He's Noah, our son. How could you possibly be mistaken? I told you, I am not Jessica Scott. If you keep bothering me, I'll call the police. After saying that, she turned and walked away, without a hint of hesitation. I watched her retreating back, chills running down my spine. Noah tugged at my sleeve. Dad, who was that? I crouched down and gently patted his head, forcing down the ache in my heart. It's nothing. You must have mistaken me for someone else. That night, I called Jessica Scott on the number from 7 years ago, and to my astonishment, the call actually went through. Jessica, we need to talk. Let's meet at the usual place. I did my best to keep my voice steady. There was a few seconds of silence before she finally said, all right, 8 p.m. at the villa. That villa was our former home, where Jessica and I used to live. After she left, I never had the heart to change a thing, and the code was still set to our anniversary date. At exactly 8 p.m., I arrived at the villa's door and entered the code, but it showed as incorrect. I lost again. Still wrong. I took out my mobile phone to call her, but it said it was turned off. In that moment, I realized she hadn't just deceived me for 7 years. She had completely erased everything we once shared. The password had been changed. I didn't leave. I crouched outside the villa door all night. I needed to know what secret she was hiding. The next morning, the villa door opened. The servant came out to take out the trash, and I seized the chance to slip inside. The living room was warm and cozy. Jessica Scott, dressed in loungewear, was eating with a child who looked exactly like Noah. Simon Lewis sat nearby, gently serving her food. The sight of the family of 3 was painfully glaring. Jessica Scott's face changed instantly when she saw me. Lynn, how did you get in? Who let you in? Why can't I come in? I stepped toward her, my gaze drifting to the child. What's his name? What is his relation to Noah? Simon Lewis set down his chopsticks, stood up, and positioned himself in front of Jessica. His tone was arrogant. Mr. Lynn, this is my home. Please leave, or I will call the police. Your home? I sneered. I bought this villa for Jessica Scott. How could it be your home? Jessica Scott took a deep breath, her eyes flickering away, but she forced herself to say, Lynn, I admit it. I'm not dead. I've been lying to you for 7 years. Why? I stared into her eyes. I never treated you badly. Noah is your son too. Why would you do this to us? There's no reason. She turned her face away. I never loved you. Being with you was only for your money. For money. A sharp pain stabbed my heart. So 7 years ago, when you said you loved me, when you said you'd be with me forever, that was all a lie? It's all fake. Her words sliced through all my obsessions like a sharp knife. I'm with Simon now, and I'm happy. Don't bother us anymore. Bother you. I recalled all the money I'd spent on her and the suffering I'd endured. The money I gave you, and this villa, either you return them, or I'll sue you for fraud. I won't return it, she refused sharply. That money was voluntarily given by you, as compensation for the 7 years I spent with you. Anger shook me to my core as I turned toward the bedroom, determined to fetch our marriage certificate to prove this villa was our joint property. I searched every cabinet but couldn't find the marriage certificate. In the end, I found a yellow fake marriage certificate inside an old box. So, from the very beginning, it was all a deception. The servant brought a glass of lemonade and placed it before me. Jessica Scott casually said, have some water. Calm down. I looked at the glass of lemonade, my stomach turning. I'm severely allergic to lemon. I've told her countless times, but she never took it seriously. Jessica Scott, you forgot I'm allergic to lemon, yet you still dare say you ever truly cared for me, even for a second? She was momentarily stunned, then said indifferently, it's been so long. How could I still remember such trivial thing? Trivial thing? In her eyes, all my likes and dislikes were just trivial things. I didn't argue any further. I turned and walked out of the villa. At that moment, all my love turned into disgust. Back home, Noah was already asleep. Looking at his innocent little face, I couldn't help but feel tears well welling up in my eyes. I sat on the sofa, scrolling through the photos of Jessica Scott and me on my mobile phone.